Eh, Soy jubilado en la administración pública y taxista porque con la pensión no como. Y ahora sin gasolina desde hace años. Es como una odisea buscarse la vida aquí en Venezuela.
Back in 1998, Venezuela was producing 3,329 billion barrels of crude oil per day, making it the third largest producer among OPEC nations. Fast forward 23 years, and we see a drastic 78% decrease in oil production. According to the latest OPEC report from October 2022, Venezuela's oil industry can only manage to produce 723,000 barrels daily, despite the current high global oil market prices. This significant decline can be attributed to poor management and corrupt practices that began during Hugo Chávez's administration and worsened under Nicolas Maduro's tenure. Sadly, this has led to a shortage of gasoline in one of the countries with the largest reserves of black gold.
Yo puedo pasar días en una cola. Hay momentos que surten y pasamos rápido, pero hay otros donde no llega la gandola y eso que estamos en el Zulia, donde deberíamos tener gasolina y ni eso tenemos.
To understand Venezuela's energy crisis, we must first examine the poor decisions that were made.
Compartimos ahora la información internacional con Ricardo Testa, con una importante noticia que tiene que ver con que Chávez va a controlar las petroleras. Ricardo.
El petróleo de Venezuela es venezolano. La faja petrolífera del Orinoco es íntegramente venezolana. Venezuela es libre. Nuestro petróleo es nuestro.
On May 1, 2007, which is Labor Day in Venezuela, Hugo Chávez announced the Orinoco oil belt nationalization. He stated that regional partnerships would be nationalized, with PDVSA taking control of functions beyond the oil business, such as housing construction, food distribution, and sales. Unfortunately, this decision significantly increased PDVSA's payroll while vital investments were neglected. Control of the company was given to unqualified individuals, and expropriations in the sector were recorded. Gasoline subsidies also persisted despite the nationalization. Additionally, crude oil prices remained frozen for 20 years, from 1996 to 2016. A study by Transparency Venezuela shows the distortion this caused, as a 600 milliliters bottle of water in 2013 cost 13 bolivars, or $2 at the time, while filling a 40-liter tank of 95-octane gasoline cost just 3.88 bolivars, equivalent to 60 cents. Filling the tank with 91-octane gasoline costs only 2.80 bolivars or 40 cents. Venezuela's primary industry has been devastated by mistakes made by PDVSA leaders during the Hugo Chávez and Nicolas Maduro administrations, as well as countless corruption acts. PDVSA has reported a debt of $400 million as of 2021, which has had significant consequences, including a gasoline shortage that has greatly impacted everyday life for Venezuelans.
Y no solo es la gasolina, es que desde los políticos dice que se robaron la plata de PDVSA y que además uno ha visto que ni para generar gasolina hay, porque hasta la gasolina la traen importada. ¿Qué va a haber para los hospitales, para las carreteras, para los salarios? Somos un país petrolero, pero pobre.
This shortage has made it difficult for citizens to move around and has hampered nearly all of the country's productive sectors. Those with chronic illnesses who require emergency transportation to health centers are often left stranded, which infringes on their human rights. It's hard to believe that a country with 6 refineries is only operating at 10% capacity. A predicted robbery. According to official reports from international organizations and NGOs, approximately $42 billion was diverted into corrupt activities. This embezzlement was mainly facilitated by Rafael Ramirez, who was in charge of PDVSA from 2003 to 2013. Interestingly, Nicolas Maduro was also a member of PDVSA's board during Ramirez's tenure. The board approved over 2,500 contracts, which resulted in a diversion of approximately $1.5 billion. With this amount of money, it would have been possible to construct 110 high-quality hospitals. Courts and parliaments in multiple countries like Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, Andorra, Argentina, Colombia, El Salvador, Haiti, and Venezuela opened cases and documented corruption involving shell companies, fake investments, bond fraud, overbilling, complicity with officials, and more. A new corruption scandal involving PDVSA came to light in March 2023. On March 20th, Oil Minister Tariq El-Aissami stepped down following an anti-corruption operation that implicated his closest allies. The National Anti-Corruption Police launched a thorough investigation into a plot that redirected $3 billion worth of crude oil to cryptocurrencies in 2022. At least 6 officials, 3 of whom have ties to Tariq El-Aissami, have been arrested. These 3 notable individuals involved in Venezuela's cryptocurrency industry are Colonel Antonio Perez Suarez, who serves as the Vice President of Trade and Quality Supply for Petróleos de Venezuela. The second one is José Luis Ramirez, who was the superintendent of the cryptocurrency assets of Venezuela, and responsible for managing the funds of the oil industry through cryptocurrencies. And Yubel Roa, a congressman who created the Petro, a state-backed cryptocurrency tied to Venezuela's oil reserves. He also heads the National Cryptocurrency Assets Oversight Agency. Justice has not yet captured several officials from PDVSA, including Rafael Ramirez, Luis Felipe Vierna Perez, Eudemario Carrillo, José Luis Ramos, Asdrubal Chavez, Javier Alvarado, and Nervis Villalobos. Venezuelan justice has only prosecuted 2 individuals, Eulogio del Pino and Nelson Martinez, for their association with Ramirez. Meanwhile, international courts are currently handling 127 cases of corruption, initially involving 24 individuals, most of whom remain free. In March 2023, a businessman named José Manuel González Testino committed suicide in the United States shortly before his sentencing. He had previously admitted to bribing PDVSA officials to secure Citgo contract awards. A group of 25 people, including 14 government officials and 11 business people, have been arrested for allegedly participating in a corruption scheme under Nicolas Maduro's leadership. The system involved laundering money obtained through illegal activities related to the oil industry's cryptocurrency assets and construction. The accused also faced charges of misusing public assets, using their relationships and influence for personal gain, and diverting public funds. Maduro only spoke out against the scheme after it had already taken place. Several individuals have been implicated in the scandal, including José Agustin Ramos, Yamil Alejandro Martinez, Eduardo José Borbons, Henrys Chapelin, and Jesus Enriquez Salazar. These individuals are officials from the Vice Presidency of Trade and Supplies of PDVSA, Rehid Alberto Mosqueda, and Renis Gerardo Barrientos from the Digital Mining and Associated Processes Department. Several entrepreneurs, including Manuel Menezes, Roger Martinez, and Rafael and Roger Perdomo, have been arrested. Those arrested include Daniel Prieto, Christopher Barrios, Johanna Torres, Alejandro Arroyo, Bernardo Orozio, Fernando Bermudez, and Leonardo Torres. However, Juan Manuel and Manuel Ramon Afonso are still being sought by authorities. William Rivas, Jimena Parada, Eduardo Noriega, José Luis Fernández, Alvani Gaspari, Rainlin Yepes, Rodolfo Molero, Alejandro Londano, and Uravic Ravello have also been mentioned in connection with the case. Many corrupt individuals and their families live in luxury and extravagance, while Venezuela, which was once the world's 5th largest oil producer, now lacks the gasoline necessary to power the country. And the absence of justice is the only visible blemish, not from the hydrocarbon itself.